Whilst everyone was busy watching the Downton Abbey Christmas special, MPs voted through legislation to allow fracking under national parks. What would Lady Mary think? The vote was rushed through with little to no debate whatsoever, as the highly controversial and divisive practice has made it to our shores. Dear God, no, whatever we... Hold on, what actually is fracking? In short, a big drill goes down into the ground, water, various chemicals and loads of sand are pumped at high pressure to fracture the rock in order to free up natural gas. Sounds good, right? Natural gas is sucked up from the ground, all at dirt cheap prices for the consumer. Well, perhaps not. 7 million litres of water and 200,000 litres of various chemicals are pumped into each well. But the main criticism of fracking is rooted in the litany of environmentally damaging impacts it causes. In the frack capital of the world, the good old USA, where 60% of all new oil and gas wells are drilled by using fracking, these environmentally damaging practices are most evident. In recent years, once stable seismic areas such as Alabama, Arkansas, Colorado, Kansas and many more have endured a spike in earthquakes. It's also definitely no link whatsoever that in these states they frack so much that it will put the high-hoeing Seven Dwarfs to shame. None whatsoever. Outside of the US, in early January of this year, the fracking town of Fox Creek, Alberta, Canada was forced to shut down its fracking sites after a 4.8 magnitude earthquake was recorded. Remember those 200,000 litres of various chemicals? Well, shockingly, the act of pumping said chemicals into the ground isn't doing wonders for the water supply either. Research surfaced last year that due to fracking, the drinking water in Pennsylvania and Texas had been contaminated. Even the Obama administration's own Environmental Protection Agency released a report last year saying that fracturing had tainted the drinking water, stating that fracking had led to impacts on drinking water resources, including contamination of drinking water wells. So, whilst the Deputy Director of the Environment Agency, Trevor Bishop, states that the UK needs to prep for the worst drought of modern times, we jump on the bandwagon to contaminate the water we already have. But who needs water, eh? Oh yeah, us. Yeah, we need water. Yeah. So despite all of this, fracking appears to be going ahead. And why? The promise of a quick buck, of course. America's fracking tycoons paint a gleeful picture for any prospective British fracker. Harold Hamm, a rags-to-riches businessman who capitalised on the fracking boom in America, now has a net worth of $8.5 billion. With that influence and fantasy spurring their minds, companies such as Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos have pledged $650 million to ensure that fracking goes ahead, despite environmental fears. Quadrilla, perhaps best known for causing 2 earth tremors in Blackpool back in 2011, are said to be heavily interested in cashing in on the drills here in the UK. If you've been keeping up with the fracking debate, you'll have most likely come across a heavily publicised report from the London School of Economics detailing the benefits of fracking. The British media and the government have heralded it as the senior text regarding the matter. What you may not know is that LSE were funded to do so by Jeremy Grantham. Who? Oh, he's just part owner of the global investment firm Grantham, Mayo and Van Otterloo, whose clients include Chevron, ExxonMobil, and most interestingly Nexen, who are the largest shareholder of UK fracking company iGas. The rabbit hole only goes so deep. Fundamentally, what we're seeing is a total disregard for the planet we live on, all for the sake of profit. Whilst the subsidies for green energy are cut by 65%, the tax rates for solar energy increase from 5 to 20%. What's the plan for the $6 billion worth of subsidies for fossil fuels? Well, they're rising, with the UK being the only G7 country to raise its subsidies for fossil fuels. Hundreds of green energy companies are being forced out of business as the government makes backing eco-friendly energy harder and harder, whilst propping up the very industry that's destroying our planet. Despite the International Energy Agency's warning that this golden age of gas that we've entered will stop renewable energy in its tracks, the government pushes it through. And why? Because there's money to be made. 2016, new year, new us. Woo.